What is going on, guys and girls? Level Up here at OnPointTactical, and today I have the pleasure of reviewing one of my all-time favorite real steel weapons, the M249 SAW or Squad Automatic Weapon. Now, as many of you know, this has been in several Battlefield titles, back to Battlefield 2 pretty much, and it has been quite effective in pretty much every game that it's been in. However, it has gone through some significant changes from the Battlefield 2 version to the current version. Now, I don't want to get crazy in-depth with the statistics and flood your guys' brain with numbers that don't really mean anything to a lot of you, and I'm going to kind of keep this to a minimum. However, we are going to bring up a Simthic.com weapons chart real quick. Now, one of the first things that we're going to notice about the M249 SAW is its 200 round box magazine, which means that you have more than enough rounds to throw down range. And I gotta tell you, previously I didn't really respect that ammo advantage whenever we're looking at comparisons to the reload time. I thought that, you know, I mean, sure, you got more ammo at once, but as fast as you can reload some of the assault rifles and carbines, the M416 in particular, I didn't really think that there would be that big of an advantage to using a light machine gun. However, in my several hours of gameplay straight with the 249, I can tell you that I was totally wrong. Squad spawning and domination, as many of you know, is pretty much a broken mechanic. It's really aggravating, sometimes rage-inducing, and really just somewhat inconvenient during a lot of gameplay on domination. You'll chase a guy down, you'll shoot him, he'll be half dead, he pokes around behind a corner, his buddy spawns on him, and then whenever you follow suit and then go around that same corner, surprise, there's two of them waiting for you, and you have nothing to do. Well, with the 249, you can pretty much nail them down, and I was having people squad spawn on their squad mates, I'm assuming expecting me to run out of ammo at some point, and I would just continue mag dumping, and I would get up to 5 kills in one setting. It was somewhat amazing. Now, the rounds per minute, if you're wondering, is 800 rounds a minute, which is up there with some of the assault rifles. We're going to kind of breeze over this. Recoil pattern is .325, the recoil to the left is .45, and the recoil to the right is pull .3, which is not too bad. First shot multiplier of 1 with the recoil decrease per second factor of 12. Now, it does start with an ADS of .3, but its ADS while moving is 2, so it's almost necessary to use something like the ergo or vertical grip. Now, for those of you that don't know, the ergo and vertical grip both reduce your ADS spread while strafing. Now, a lot of people don't know this yet. They're using the angled grip on weapons like the 416 and other weapons that don't really need the help of the angled grip, simply because they think that it is giving them more control and that is the best way to run it. Well, it is giving them slightly more control, but your ADS accuracy while strafing is just as important as your base ADS accuracy while standing still, because, I mean, let's face it, most of your engagements you're going to be strafing, and the 249 definitely does need help in this area, but once you have the vertical grip, and once you learn to master its recoil, you can be quite effective while strafing, and you certainly can be quite effective at medium to long distances tap firing, but the only downside to this is that you're going to probably blow through a good third of your belt if you're going to try and kill someone at 80 yards or longer without a bipod. It is somewhat difficult at long range to control, but luckily you do have plenty of ammo to send down range, and since you have the ammo boxes that you can just throw yourself more ammo, you don't really have to worry about your accuracy. I could feel my accuracy decreasing overall while I was using the 249, but that certainly is not a downside, especially since it is a support weapon. Like I said, you can give yourself more ammo, so you don't really have to worry about being as accurate. Now, one of the big advantages to using a light machine gun is that you do get to play support, so you can take advantage of C4, the mortars, as well as giving ammo to your teammates. Now, there aren't a lot of support players thus far that want to participate in the team and throw down ammo boxes, so I was actually scoring higher than most of the medics as far as points, simply because I was throwing down those ammo boxes, and people were loving it. They were following me around, asking me for ammo. I'd throw them down a box, and then I would get myself a quick 200 points. So if you do play support and you love running the airburst and C4 or some dorky combination without the ammo box, I highly advise that you run the ammo box, and I think that at the end of the day you're going to find that it's highly advantageous. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I was playing quite defensively. I don't want to call it camping, because I wasn't staying in the same room, and I was by no means corner camping. But this is more of a sector control role loadout. And, you know, I was being a bit more aggressive, as you'll see, than the typical sector control role. However, I was having a blast whenever I was doing major sector control. It's a fantastic weapon for locking down a flag on domination, and then you stick around for an extra 30 seconds, longer than you might if you were playing assault. Make sure that your team has that flag secured before you move on, and you want to move around kind of slowly, moving from cover to cover, vantage point to vantage point, getting any advantage that you can on your enemies. Because while yes, you can be very aggressive with the 249 because of that extended magazine, a lot of the assault rifles are going to have the drop on you in close quarters, and sometimes even in medium range, simply because they're faster to bring to ADS, and once they are to ADS, they're usually a bit more accurate versus the LMGs. So there are some major disadvantages to the LMGs as well, but let's focus on the performance of the 249 in particular. Clocking in at 800 rounds a minute, damage per second is by no means a big issue with the 249. You have plenty of damage per second to spare. It is, like I said, great for sector control. It's a fantastic weapon to play rush game mode. I was playing a lot of domination, but I did play some rush, and I was enjoying myself. And yeah, you pretty much have to camp as a defender on rush. I was primarily running back and forth between the two objectives, and I actually went on a 33 kill streak with the M4, and then the following couple games I went on a 37 kill streak using the M249, just to sort of put into perspective how well the 249 performs, assuming that you have it mastered and that you have its recoil down. I did unlock the mastery dog tags, and actually I passed 7 service stars on the 249, so I have got my fair bit of experience in with the M249, and I can tell you that it is one of my favorite light machine guns, if not my favorite light machine gun. I do love the M240 Bravo, and the MG4 is quite good, and I would say that it has one of the best sets of iron sights in the entire game. A lot of people prefer the MG4 because it favors vertical recoil versus horizontal. I don't really find it to be much of a hindrance, and I hate fighting a ton of vertical recoil, trying to keep it down and on target at long range. So for me, the 249 seems to make a bit more sense, but try it out between the two. If the horizontal recoils too much on the 249 to control, then throw on the compensator. However, be aware that it is going to result in a 30% penalty to your ADS accuracy whenever you're sitting on the trigger, which is pretty much always with a light machine gun, and I don't think that that's one of the routes that you want to take. So my preferred attachments on the M249 are as follows: the Cobra sight, the flashlight, a flash hider or standard barrel. I don't want to run a major barrel attachment, and the vertical grip. That's what I've been running. That's what I've had the most success with, and overall I think that it is one of the better loadouts for the M249. Now, if you want even more proof that the 249 is more than capable, let's go ahead and look at the scoreboard. Oh my gosh. 54 and 14, which is now the record holder for my best game of Battlefield 4 as far as kill-death ratio. On domination, I've had higher kill count rounds on Conquest Large for sure. So in the end, go down to the comments box and tell me your war stories with the M249. Do you love the 249? Do you absolutely despise the 249? Do you prefer a certain light machine gun over it for any particular reason? Also, while you're down there, put in the comment a certain weapon that you want me to do a review/loadout on, and it just might be featured. So as always, thanks for watching. Go down below and click that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys on the battlefield.